The roof cam on the lead car. Mark Martin as he gets set to nail the accelerator and go for the restart here. Inside Rusty Wallace in third.
Be interesting to see how many of these cars, when they get down to Dorset Schrader, are not able to stop because of the debris on their tires. You see them going back and forth. We see Ernie Irvan right now back and forth, weaving, trying. Rusty doing the same thing, trying to get all the debris they possibly can. But still, at this speed, they can't get it all off. And some of the buildup might be a problem to get down to turn one.
That's a good point, Betty. Those tires are hot enough out. They run around there slow, and they start picking up everything that they run over. They pick up. If you don't get rid of that, you'll get down here. They'll lock the brakes up and go straight on, and that's what they're trying not to do.
We have 6 laps to go. As the green flag is about to come out, we should see a scramble for position. Ernie Irvan is trying to get a jump on Mark Martin as the green comes out. Here we go into turn 1.
There goes Wally Dallenbach. There goes, I guess that is Rusty, looks like nobody's going to be able to make a move. Oh, bump. There's a bump right there. Ernie Irvan has hit Mark Martin. Rusty Wallace moving inside, letting Wally get up on the inside of him. He's protecting his positions. They're going to go up the hill into Ned. Get ready, Ned, incoming.
Well, you can bet your bottom dollar that Mark Martin will protect that line coming into the loop here. As we look at the windshield of Rusty Wallace now, Dallenbach trying to get an inside groove coming into the turn here, but it won't work. Martin has a couple of car lengths lead as they come in here, and he has accelerated off this turn so well all day long. And he continues to do it.
Dallenbach finished second last year to Martin. Dallenbach currently is fourth. He was his teammate last year. Now, of course, he's running for Richard Petty, but in his final performance for that team.
Yeah, it's not to be Rusty Wallace, Bob, with a guy like Wally Dallenbach who has nothing to lose. Oh! He about lost it right there, I'll tell you that.
He got up on the rumble strips, even into the grass, but he held his position.
Oh, he's going to hit the wall now.
He is way up.
Come on now, Wally. How in the world he saved that car?
Man, he lost a position, though. He's back to 5th.
When you get in the grass, you got to lose spots, don't you, Dorsey?
Well, you sure think so. Boy, he held it off that wall. I don't know. He almost spun coming back on the straightaway. And I bet you he's not done with this thing yet. He'll get a deep breath and get another run going. He's going to try and get back by Earnhardt.
Most of the time, Benny, you don't only lose positions, you lose a race car or parts of it. He did a great job of getting that thing back under control and just losing the one position as they head through the S's now in towards the inner loop here. Mark Martin still leads them. Dallenbach trying to gather himself back in, and we'll see what kind of a move he'll make later. He can't make one here, though. Earnhardt has the groove coming into this turn. And well, Dallenbach, boy, he is driving that thing as hard as he knows how.
Once again, as Dallenbach comes through turn 10, gets on the rumble strips, almost loses control. He really never gets a car back in shape as he goes through turn 11, and he goes straight ahead over the strips on the grass, and I just knew it was gone. He was going back across the racetrack, and he saved that baby. There, look at that shot. He goes completely out of the shot.
And Rusty Wallace lost the groove, and he is slowing.
There's something wrong with the left front of his car. Looks like he might have made contact or something because there's a problem. Maybe, Dorsey, you see the left front when Rusty goes by.
Coming down, and he's got some smoke coming out of the car, so he's definitely in trouble. It's smoking heavy as he comes under braking. The left front fender doesn't look that bad. It might be pushed in. It is pushed in up against tire.
Now he's trying to keep Rudd behind. Actually, he's pulling to the inside, so Ricky could go by and Nemechek. So Rusty's simply trying to get out of the way.
Spin in turn 1. Big spin down here.
Jeff Burton off.
And there's a car that's stalled on the just before you enter the loops. He's off the racetrack up here, so he's not in the racing groove. Apparently, they're going to let him go. It's a yellow car. I can't tell what number it is.
Now we see some damage to the left front fender on the 8 car.
All sorts of things happening here with less than 4 laps to go, and Mark Martin continuing the lead. As a matter of fact, he has a 3 or 4 car length advantage on Irvan.
Then I saw Butch Leisinger smoking in that 03 car when he went by here a few moments ago, so that's probably the yellow car that stalled up on the backstretch.
Okay, probably is.
Here's leg speed going to the inside of Rusty as he continues to fall back.
Looks like Rusty made some contact with something. I don't think it was another car or retaining wall.
Less than 3 laps to go. He's coming in. Rusty is headed for the pits. He's going to lose those positions on the racetrack, so he's going to get the new tire, John.
Well, we can see where he made some contact on the right front, also the left front. Bill Wilburn and Buddy Parent pulling the fender away. Had to come in. They're only changing left side tires. They also had a scare, and they thought he might have knocked the toe out and also knocked a hole in the oil pan. But Rusty Wallce sitting here on pit road. Now he's waiting. They finally wave him on, but this has really cost them a top 5 finish.
Here is a replay of Rusty way off course and then coming back on, and I think he made contact with Dallenbach, didn't he?
He did make contact with Dallenbach as he went by.
So Rusty moves out of the pit area, and the pit crew is very disheartened, as I'm sure Rusty is, because he was right up there, and there's the extensive damage really on the right rear of the Dallenbach car.
And we see some smoke off that right rear, so the question is, will it last?
2 laps to go. 2 laps to go. Mark Martin with a rather comfortable lead, Dorsey.
Yeah, big lead. He goes into turn 1 clean. Ernie Irvan's held up by the 34 car a little bit. I'm looking for Wally Dallenbach. Wally's having trouble. He's going off the course up here. He couldn't get it stopped, guys. The thing got sideways on him. He's in the grass. Good save. He's going to go back on the racetrack.
The right rear tire might be flat on that car, Dorsey. I don't know.
It could have. The car twitched real heavy under braking, and he went straight on there and got in the grass.
Man, he's losing money right and left.
Yep. And he's also losing what he had gained during the whole weekend, because he had performed so well in qualifying and in the race and wanted to, if not duplicate last year's performance of second, win the race, but it's just not to be for Wally Dallenbach. Here is Mark Martin going through corner number 9, and he's just about a lap and a half away from victory.
And he's pulling away, it looks like, from Ernie Irvan. Bob, he's got things pretty well underhand as he comes back towards the start-finish line.
$22,800 in Unical bonus money, among other things, that waits for Mark Martin if he can lead 1 more lap.
Here he comes down for the start-finish line, and the flagman waves the white flag and says, Mark, if you can do this 1 more time, we're going to pay you.
Let's see what Ernie Irvan can do, if anything, on the last lap.
Well, he comes in pretty deep on the brake and tries to close some there, but it didn't make up much of a gain. He's not going to get enough of a run going on the straightaway to make much difference anyway. I think Mark would have to make a mistake at this point for Ernie to make up the ground he needs.
Will he begin a string of wins as he did here last year? You'll recall that he won this race from the pole position last year. I hate to use the word inherited, but he was in third when Kyle Petty and Dale Earnhardt had their collision. But a win is a win. Rusty and Mark rather went on a winning streak of 4 in a row.
Bob, Ernie Irvan has picked up on him quite a bit. I think Mark is perhaps just being conservative, but Ernie has gained on him quite a bit, but I don't think he's going to be able to do much with him.
Looks like Mark put his hand out the window going down the back straightaway and said, just relaxing like a Sunday afternoon ride. Remember in the mirror.
This is turn 10. 1 more to go for Mark Martin. Now into turn number 11, and Mark Martin wins his 13th career victory and his first of 1994. Mark Martin wins the Bud at the Glen.
There we see Ernie. There's the crew celebrating. As we watch him, Earnhardt goes by, then it's Schrader, Rudd, Labonte, Darrell Waltrip, Joe Nemechek, Jeff Gordon, Harry Gant, Dale Jarrett, Bill Elliott, Lake Speed.
You're doing fine.
And Wally Dallenbach.
And Jerry is with Steve Meal.
Steve is celebrating here with Jack Roush. And Steve, you've been patient all year, and this hard work has finally paid off. Congratulations.
We haven't been patient. We've been walking around sick to our stomachs. Somebody told us they'd have another Woodstock before we won another race. I would have never believed them, but it sure enough happened today. The guys have worked awful hard on the race cars. Mark's at the top of his game right now. He won IROC a couple weeks ago. We were in good shape in Indy. Nobody knew it. We practiced pit stops long into the night. We had a little backwards pit stop deal. A lot of green flag stops. We gained on people on pit road. We're real proud of that. Real proud of Mark. This is where it all started last year. Maybe we can get it going again.
That's Steve Meal, the winning crew chief, Bob.
This looks like a Formula One race, like they're out of gas, and they got to get to the pits before they run out.
Apparently, NASCAR has okayed this because a lot of the cars are making the hard right after they get out